continue on with the student representatives report.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. I'm kind of at a lack of words because that was amazing. I am thoroughly gobsmacked. I was not expecting that, and wow, that was amazing. That was an amazing performance. Anyways, getting right into all the things going on at PHS. We recently had an amazing PWA experience. I was so glad to see many of you at this important event. I remember my own PWA experience and being blissfully overwhelmed by everything I could dip my toes into, and as I tried to figure out where I felt like I belonged. Even as a senior, I still had certain things that I wish I knew about or could have tried, and it was really gratifying to help these 8th graders whose shoes I've been in find out what was their own place of calling. Overall, it was an invaluable experience for everyone, and I view it as the first step towards setting people up for finding their purpose. Some other things going on since we've last met was the successful blood drive, which was estimated to have helped around 168 patients in hospitals. We've also had a really fun fundraiser done by Class of 2023 in the Winter Snowball. SNHS has recently had their Alumni Day, where we had alumni from all sorts of science, education, and careers, along with homemade cupcakes that were presented, and students from all across the school were allowed to come in and find out about these opportunities. We have been having yearbook pictures as seniors get ready to buy caps and gowns. I also wanted to shout out the marketing department of PHS and Mr. Cartelli throughout high school. I just started noticing the advertising for the school store and the really cool designs. And I just have to say, it's really nifty how these designs and clothes are produced by PWA students, and they're being marketed and sold by PWA students, which are like, it's really cool because we're kind of making a cycle here where we rely on each other, and we're also like developing these important skills. I also wanted to shout out the counseling department, who have worked overtime, and it's crazy to see the strings that were pulled to make all of the scholarship hunts and college applications come together so quickly. And I also wanted to, I'm personally looking forward to the electronics recycling drive being held by SNHS and the collaborative event between the Chinese Culture Club and Piscataway Gives Back to raise funds for charity while also presenting about Chinese culture and New Year's traditions. On a more somber note, in this hectic but productive season, there's a lot going on around this time, but before I conclude my regular overview of what's going on around the high school, I wanted to express my condolences for the loss of Cassandra Feliciano. It's quite surreal when someone so young, so close to you, and full of so much potential passes on. I was in ROTC with her, and it's hard to believe that she isn't there anymore, but her memory certainly remains. The high school has provided outreach and support for those emotionally impacted.
All right, thank you, Veer. And I would also like to start by saying our district definitely faces a terrible loss with the passing of Cassie. With herself, she was a junior, and as a part of the junior class, I know many students, a lot of them being my friends, are facing a lot of pain right now after knowing that someone they knew for so long, someone who they attended school with, isn't there anymore. But everyone who knew her knew she brought joy to their lives, and the counseling department has definitely been a great support during this time, and my sincere condolences go out to her and her family and her friends. On that note, good evening. I hope you're all doing well. Since we last met, there has been a lot going on at the high school. Yesterday was definitely a busy day with, first of all, we started the day with club pictures. There were so many clubs at the high school. The photographer was there all day from like 7 a.m. to 1:45, and like pictures every 5 minutes, from like the yearbook club getting pictures done.
68?
Yeah.
68 club?
That's crazy. So that was that, and then in the evening there was PUA experience, of course, where all the clubs got to represent to the 8th graders, all the activities they had. And unfortunately I couldn't be there, but when I got to school, I got a list of students who are already interested in the clubs I'm part of. So I'm excited for next year getting all the 8th graders.
Yeah.
And as Vera said, the National Honor Society held a blood drive on December 14th, and kudos to them, they did a great job with that. I know a lot of students got a chance to donate blood for the first time, which is quite important. And then also in December, ICCA held Garba Night, and the Senior Council held their snowball dance. And then the Class of 2024 Council, as well as HOSA, did holiday candygrams to end the year off. And then the Piscataway High School mock trial team that I'm part of, we just had a scrimmage this past Saturday that we hosted in partnership with the Middlesex County Bar Foundation, and teams from all across New Jersey came to practice for our competition, which is at the end of this month. The GSA club got a chance to sell snacks, and we got a chance to practice our case, which was quite exciting, and we got a chance to host. Piscataway Gives Back and the PUA Chinese Culture Club is obviously holding the Chinese New Year charity event on January 19th, and I know many students are looking forward to that because it was on pause since COVID. And then the Girl Up Club is having a health sanitary drive to help local women's shelters, and they're collecting items until February 3rd. The Piscataway High School Model UN chapter and the Junior State of America Club are partnering with South Brunswick High School to have a debate event at the end of this month, so all the students can get a chance to practice their debate skills, because I know many students at PHS are interested in that and talented. Our class council, so the junior class council, is hosting a sweetheart dance next month, as well as Valentine's Day grams, because of course that's coming up. And the senior council is planning a family fun day, which is quite exciting. I don't have the details, but I know it's definitely going to be a good event. And then the National English Honor Society is starting to plan Read Across America with all of the schools across the district, where high schoolers from PHS, of course, are going to go to the elementary schools and read books to the students there. And kind of aligned with that, Piscataway High School always has a partnered program with Robert Wood Johnson's safety ambassador program that I'm a part of, and we go to Eisenhower Elementary and we teach them important stuff, small stuff yet so essential, like wearing a helmet, fall prevention, stuff like that, in small mini interactive lessons. And we're gonna have that starting this month until April, so 4 different lessons with the same class, so that's exciting. And then lastly, Miss April is heading a I Wish You Knew project with the TV production students, which basically they're going to film Piscataway High School students talking to teachers about the struggles they face on a daily basis and what they can do to better accommodate that, which I think is very important, from religious needs to academic, family support that they need, just so the teachers are more aware. So I'm glad we're getting a chance to do that. But as we start the new year, we definitely have a lot going on, and I'm excited to see everything that's in store. But that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone have any questions for the student representatives?
I do, for Veer, the electronics drive?
Yeah.
When is that occurring and what sorts of electronics could be donated?
The specific dates have not been set up yet. We're hoping to have it not be a singular day thing, but have specific designated areas where students can drop off any old electronics they have. Students and teachers, and maybe even members of the community, can drop off old electronics they have. We've partnered with a local company that does electronics recycling, and they will basically accept everything besides like anything that obviously has a lot of mercury in it, or is enormous and clunky like a big cathode ray TV, but besides those TVs and mercury light bulbs, everything else is fine, yeah. And we're hoping to use, we might be able to get some funds from it, and we're hoping to repurpose that towards maybe donating it or using it for other sort of causes.
Nancy?
I have a question about the, I think it was a club about the collection for the feminine
Mhm.
hygiene stuff. Would you repeat, what was the group that's doing that?
The Girl Up Club.
The Girl Up Club? Okay, and where can we find out details if we wanted to donate?
I can send them to Mr. Oliveira to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ron, what are exactly the high school students going to be doing with the Read Across America?
It's definitely still in the planning stages, because it's gonna be happening in March, but we're just gonna be, like, I know, like, parents of students come in and read to students, but with that, we're also gonna have students from Piscataway High School reading to the students and during that.
Oh, good, so the high school students will go out into the elementary and, okay.
Is the National English Honor Society still a thing? Because we
Yeah.
would do that.
Yeah, they're the ones who are.
Okay,
Right.
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I used to co-chair that.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much. If you'd like to stay and continue with the meeting, feel free to do so. If not, you're free to go ahead home and go home safely. And thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have the President's Report. My President's Report for January 12, 2023. Congratulations to the Math Department at Piscataway High School for being approved to launch a chapter of Mu Alpha Phi, the National Math Honor Society for high schools and two-year colleges. Mu Alpha Phi is dedicated to promoting the enjoyment of math as well as developing student scholarships in the subject. There are more than 100,000 students in chapter at more than 2,400 schools worldwide. Piscataway High School will begin accepting applications from juniors this spring to launch its chapter next school year. Our special education department deserves a great praise for using federal funds to renovate an unused kitchen at Piscataway High School for use by our autistic and life skills program. Funds from the American Relief Program were used to expand and update the space for students to work on vocational and life skills. We purchased a refrigerator freezer, range with griddle, convention oven, stainless steel work tables, a washer and dryer, and more. These allow students to work on skills including food preparation, serving, and laundry. The project was topped off by a counter and high top seat area with a beautiful new paint job and Piscataway design. We are proud to announce that 4 of our schools have been designated Energy Star buildings by the Environmental Protection Agency for superior energy performance. Yes, we do deserve a round of applause for the 4 schools. Based on their scores, the schools were verified to perform in the top 20% of similar buildings nationwide. The 4 schools that were honored are Norwood Elementary, Granville Elementary, Kanakamak Middle, and Piscataway High School. Energy Star is the only energy efficient certification in the United States that is based on actual verified energy performances. Kudos to all the staff at these 4 schools for making sure they did everything in their power to reserve energy, to shut it down when it was not in use, and to actually be acknowledged and get certified by Energy Star. And that concludes my presentation.
Mr. If I may, I should jump in on that for a second. Just a little, I didn't want to belabor Ms. Cherry's report with too much data, but I'll throw in a few as a numbers guy.
That's
So-
your specialty.
Yeah, so the Energy Star certification means the buildings are verified to perform in the top 25% of buildings in their particular class. It's primarily driven by energy efficiency and a decrease in energy utilization in those buildings. I have to give credit to Synergistic, who is our energy consultant company. They gathered a lot of the data and submitted it for us, so thank you to them for doing that. And we don't intend to stop on the 4 schools. We will continue to pursue it for the other schools. This is relatively new information, so we'll be reaching out to the schools and delivering to them. Each school received a nice glass plaque, and there's a display as well. Certificate, recognizing each of the schools. So I'll work with Gary to make sure that the due publicity is put out there, and we do in fact congratulate those schools, so thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
And Madam President, if I can, I think it was a very wise choice of the board in the past few years to take a look at the energy use in the schools and pick synergistics. It's been a very, great relationship that did wind up in millions of dollars of cost avoidance of energy use. And so it was good for the environment as well as a, cost avoidance program. They came in and actually presented us with that banner in the back over there as well. So kudos to everyone that's been involved in doing that.
Thank you, Dr. Congress. Anyone else have anything to say? Chime in? Okay, with that being said, now we'll go on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Baskerville?
Thank you, Ms. Sherry. First, I really enjoyed our student performance on tonight, and we want to actually thank our student representatives also for the fine job that they continue to do. So we thank you. I want to give deference to our superintendent, Dr. Frank Manelli, as I sit in for him on tonight. Before we get started, we want to take a moment of silence for Ms. Cassandra Feliciano, 11th grade student from Piscataway High School that passed on Monday of January the 2nd. So we just want to start with a moment of silence for her. Thank you. We want to remind everyone that on Monday, January 16th, schools will be closed for MLK Junior Day. But some of the activities that are planned throughout the district, we are doing a lot of things at all of the schools. The preschool has a wonderful Stronger Together activity that they are doing. They have taken different colors of construction paper and are cutting out hands. And they are celebrating equality by taking those hands and linking them together and decorating and putting them on the wall across the school. And so we really want to commend the preschool staff for their Stronger Together equality initiative that they have going on in the school. The K-3s will be doing many things, but among them are read alouds, project-based activities, and reviewing and discussing MLK videos. 4 or 5 schools will be continuing to do a lot of the same things. We have a virtual day of service that will take place at Martin Luther King Intermediate School, and we want to commend them for continuing to do the day of service, which King was all about. Middle schools will be using some of the things that they learned in their digital literacy class. They will be doing iMovie presentations from a list of topics and events, including but not limited to Montgomery bus boycotts, March on Washington, which includes King's I Have a Dream speech, Martin King's acceptance of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. And the Piscataway High School, students will analyze Martin Luther King Jr.'s final speech to consider how they can respond to King's challenge to create a more just world today. U.S. History 2 classes will complete a writing assignment in the form of a tweet. They will have hashtag Dr. King tweets, and they would tweet in 140 characters what would King do about today's issues in 140 characters. I also want to bring your attention to something that will be taking place on next Thursday at Piscataway High School. We will be having a K-3 parent workshop. At the K-3 parent workshop, we will be going over the curriculum of parents, ELA, math, science, social studies, ESL, and social emotional learning. And we will be going over those things. The doors will open at 5:30. It will be held at Piscataway High School. And so far, we've just announced this last week, and we already have over 250 homes that have already signed up and registered to be there. So we're looking forward to our K-3 parent workshop next week, January the 19th. We will also be having one for the intermediate school, 4-5, will take place on February the 16th, and on March 16th, we'll have one for the middle school. All of them will be at Piscataway High School, and we thank the Piscataway High School staff and Mr. Baldessano for working with us to make sure that that takes place as well. We go to our superintendent's report, and there are many things that are listed in our superintendent's report. Dr. Manelli, he puts this report out, as you know, and the report is on our district site, and you can also find the report which will be issued through links in our social media platform. just want to highlight a couple of things in our superintendent's report. Stephanie Dunlap. Stephanie Dunlap is on the curriculum committee, and she works with Ms. Kathy Sousa in the Human Resources Department. She is an author, and she has written a book called Leola Bakes, and she has went to all of the elementary schools. She did a book signing, and she read her book, did a guided reading in all of the elementary schools, and we're very excited about how we have people in our own ranks to do certain things, becoming published authors, and she wrote a very good book, so we want to highlight Ms. Dunlap. That's also in the report. Also in the report, we want to bring notice to our Air Force Junior ROTC. Our students from the Piscataway High School Air Force Junior ROTC drill team took home 4 trophies from the West Orange High School drill competition. The squad took first place in the academic event and third place in the unarmed inspection, armed color guard, and new cadet basic, competing against 10 other schools. And so they did a great job. We really want to give kudos to them. And we have some young entrepreneurs at Kanakamak. Students at Kanakamak Middle School have started a coffee business called Cool Beans Coffee to offer staff members a daily pick-me-up. Students practice hands-on skills that prepare them for life beyond the classroom. They have fun while developing skills in math, finance, communication, operations, and maintenance. And we also want to realize that we start our financial literacy program in the middle school. And so we're good to see that we have some entrepreneurs that are starting out in our middle school. January is also School Board Recognition Month. And we thank Rebecca Strelacki and the students from the Visual Arts program for their creativity regarding the bags that they created for our board members. In these bags, each board member is presented with a print created by a student about the importance of how art plays in healing and inspiring. And each board member is also receiving a unique kindness rock from the Knollwood Garden. So we thank those students, and we thank Mr. Lockie for those presentations and their creativity. Also, Dr. Rinelli has a resolution that I will be reading. Whereas the New Jersey School Boards Association has declared January 2023 to be School Board Recognition Month, a time that all residents can acknowledge the contributions made by our local school board members. And whereas the Piscataway Township Board of Education is one of more than 580 local school boards in New Jersey that sets policies and oversees operations for public school districts and embraces the goal of high-quality education for all New Jersey public school students. And whereas school boards strive to provide the resources necessary to meet the needs of all students, including those with special needs. And whereas the Piscataway Township Board of Education helps determine educational goals for more than 7,000 children in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade and successfully sets goals to move the district forward in its efforts to provide high-quality academic program, a thoughtful and challenging special education program, and a rich and rewarding extracurricular program. And whereas the Piscataway Township Board of Education is recognized on state and national levels for achievement in academics, athletics, and arts. And whereas the Piscataway Township Board of Education supports social and emotional wellness for all students, provides a safe, inclusive environment for all students, and works with every student and member of our school community to inspire each other and strive for success in our global society. And whereas the Piscataway